Around 10 million years ago, the Earth was completely different from the world we know today. There were no humans, no cities, and no sounds of machines. The real world at that time was nothing but forests, where every breath of life depended on nature's mercy. Giant trees touched the sky, vines hung down to the ground, and after the rain, the air was filled with the scent of soil and plants. It was in these forests that the ancestors of gorillas and the great tribes of monkeys lived. Their story is full of rivalry and friendship, strength and intelligence, and the endless struggle for survival. Scientists say that both monkeys and gorillas trace their roots back to the same ancient lineage. Millions of years ago, one species split into two paths. One path led to monkeys, small in size, agile, and skilled in jumping swiftly. The other path led to the larger, stronger creatures that eventually became gorillas. Both groups lived on the same land, yet their lifestyles were completely different. Monkeys were free-spirited, playful, and noisy, while gorillas were serious, calm, and lived closely with their clans. Those forests were alive with endless life. Colorful birds sang on the branches, lizards and snakes crawled under the leaves, and along the rivers, giant crocodiles basked in the sun. Among this wild world, monkeys and gorillas thrived with their tribes. At sunrise, monkeys would leap around the trees, shouting, chasing each other, and playing endlessly. Gorilla groups, on the other hand, mostly stayed on the ground, sitting quietly, occasionally breaking leaves from trees and eating them. Monkeys mostly ate fruits that grew on trees. Juicy mangoes, figs, and seeds were their favorite meals. They also ate small insects to gain extra energy. Gorillas, on the other hand, had powerful jaws. They could chew leaves, grass, soft shoots, and even tough wood. Their stomachs were strong enough to survive on food that many other animals would never touch. Although monkeys and gorillas shared the same forest, their lives were very different. Monkeys filled the jungle with their mischief, noise, and chatter. Gorillas remained more silent, only breaking the calm with an occasional roar that shook the forest. But when it came to food, both groups often faced each other. Imagine a tree heavy with ripe fruits. The monkeys' troops would arrive first, screaming, laughing, and snatching fruits from one another. But the moment a gorilla clan showed up, the whole scene would change. Monkeys tried to scare the gorillas by throwing leaves and branches from above. Some even hurled stones. But when a dominant male gorilla roared and slammed his hands on the ground, the trees themselves seemed to tremble. Terrified, the monkeys would climb higher, making noise but not daring to come down. Sometimes, monkeys relied on their numbers and tried to tease young gorillas. But as soon as the male gorilla stepped forward, the monkeys scattered in all directions. These two clans didn't just fight each other. The forest itself was full of dangers. Crocodiles lurked silently along the riverbanks, waiting for prey. Sometimes, a monkey would approach the water to drink and suddenly be caught in the crocodile's jaws. The jungle was also home to saber-toothed cats, fierce predators with long, sharp fangs. These big cat-like beasts hunted under the cover of night. At the sound of their roars, both monkeys and gorillas would fall into fearful silence. When the monsoon arrived, the forest sank into a new kind of danger. Thunder roared, lightning flashed, heavy rains poured down, and wild winds shook the trees. Monkeys clung tightly to branches, sometimes covering themselves with leaves for shelter. Gorillas, with their massive bodies, endured the rainfall, but mud and hunger made survival extremely difficult. With time, the earth continued to change. Some gorilla lineages could not survive the shifting climate, scarcity of food, and constant threats from predators. Only those gorillas who remained hidden deep within the densest forests managed to live on. They are the ancestors of the gorillas we see today. Monkeys, however, were smarter and more adaptable. They adjusted to new environments, even moving into open grasslands. Over time, they spread across different parts of the world. And so, The story of monkeys and gorillas teaches us that survival is not about strength alone. True success lies in intelligence, agility, and the ability to adapt with time. The monkeys managed this, and the gorillas fell behind.